Karen had always been a nightmare of a neighbor, but no one expected her arrogance to go this far. As president of the HOA, she treated the entire neighborhood like her personal kingdom, handing out fines and rules like a tyrant. But when she decided to target the quiet man living at the end of the cul-de-sac, she made the worst mistake of her life. The man, Jake, kept to himself. His yard was always tidy, his house well-maintained, and he never attended HOA meetings. Karen hated that. To her, his refusal to bow down to her authority was a personal insult. She started with small fines, trash bins placed 1 inch too far from the curb, unapproved shutters on his windows, but Jake ignored them all. What Karen didn't know was that Jake wasn't just another homeowner. He was the county sheriff, deliberately living low-key to avoid drawing attention. When the fines didn't get a reaction, Karen escalated. She rallied the HOA board and convinced them to take drastic action. While Jake was away on duty, she hired contractors to remodel his property, claiming it was a safety hazard. By the time Jake returned, his backyard was destroyed, his shed demolished, and several trees he'd planted were gone. Jake didn't yell or threaten. He just stared at the wreckage, his jaw tight. Karen mistook his silence for weakness, a grave miscalculation. 2 weeks later, strange things started happening. The HOA's files vanished overnight. Contractors who'd worked for Karen mysteriously canceled future jobs. Anonymous complaints flooded the HOA office, each one requiring Karen's immediate attention. At first, she thought it was just bad luck. Then came the trap. Jake invited Karen and the entire HOA board to a mediation meeting at the local courthouse, claiming he wanted to resolve things peacefully. When they arrived, Karen strutted in, ready to gloat, only to find uniformed officers waiting with arrest warrants. Jake stepped forward, badge gleaming. "Karen, you didn't just destroy my property. You committed fraud, trespassing, and theft, and I have every bit of evidence I need." The look on Karen's face as the cuffs clicked around her wrists was priceless. The HOA board members weren't spared either. Several were charged as accomplices. Jake's house was restored using fines and restitution paid by the very people who had tried to ruin him. And from that day on, the HOA operated under strict legal oversight, with Karen nowhere in sight. Justice isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a trap you never see coming. Subscribe for more shocking stories of revenge and redemption.